everybody, fellow makers, hobbyists, enthusiasts. It's Clint with Custom 3D Specialties. And today, we got a 3D printer by Anycubic. This is the Mega Zero. And we got a box. We're going to be doing some printer modification today. This is a box from my lovely friends at Creality. We are going to be installing a laser module on a 3D printer. So let's get into this. Open up the box, see what all's inside. We got our instruction manual. This is a 5,000 milliwatt laser module. We get some engraving wood. The laser module itself, we'll open that up in a second. Our safety glasses, very important. Always use safety glasses when dealing with a laser. And we got a little extension cable. And that's all that's in the box. So we'll put this to the side. Take the glasses out. See, some nice green glasses. Look pretty cool. Everything's green. Put those to the side for now. We can put the wood to the side for now. And let's see what this is in here. And that's it. And looks like we got some magnets. Magnets are in the back of here. And we got a little extra magnet to screw in the bag here, just in case you want to add an extra one somewhere. Looks like there's some holes to move them around so that it fits best when we take this off. Technically, you really don't even have to take this off. You could just theoretically, after you get this mounted, this could just sit right here. And that's why the magnets are there, is to, here we go, get it in the right position. And you technically don't have to convert this. And that's kind of what this cable is for here, would be to still plug in your laser and still be able to use the cooling fan here in the front. Because you need this when you're 3D printing, and the plug that this goes into is the plug that uses for the fan. Hence the split cable. So, just go over the instructions really quick. We got our glasses, we got the laser module, we got our wood. They say that this is applicable machines, Ender 3, Ender 3 Pro, Ender 5, Ender 5 Pro, etc. Etc. means it could be put on any printer. And here, again, this is an Anycubic. This is not a Creality printer. But we are going to be putting a Creality laser on an Anycubic printer. So it gives you a little introduction about the laser module, gives you the warnings. I will read these. Warning: a laser is capable of damaging your eyesight, skin, and other people. Please read and follow this guidebook carefully before using the laser kit. The eye protection is needed when you work with the laser kit. The magnets on the laser head are very strong but brittle, so be careful not to let these magnets snap together or drop this or anything like that. Whoops, I tapped the splitter. Or, you know, you may break or damage your magnets. And last thing, laser engraving cutting can cause smoke depending on the workpiece. It is necessary to place your machine at a well-ventilated environment. So yes, if you are engraving wood, you are going to get a wood burning smell. If you are engraving plastic or acrylic, you are going to get some sort of fume, and we all know smoke and fumes can be toxic and it's not the best to breathe in. So make sure you have a well ventilated room that you are using the laser, or better yet, you can always take it outside, but if you do, make sure there is some sort of enclosure or barricade around it so people passing by don't stare at the laser and risk damaging their eyesight. So we also got the spare magnet set correct, and we got the guidebook correct. I said this is a 500 MW laser, voltage 12 or 24 volt. This has got an adjustable focus on it, so you should be able to turn and adjust this. Yep. Whoops. And materials that laser is good for is MDF, balsa, paper, wood, fabric, plastic, leather, plywood, foam paper, coated aluminum. And so circuit wiring, as always, make sure the printer is disconnected. So, boop, no power. Hit the button all I want, nothing happens. No worry about getting shocked or damaging the printer or other equipment. Let's see what else. I'm gonna have to open up this box and look for the motherboard and find the blower fan and replace it with the laser module. So until then, I got some other work to do here because I got some cables to pull out, because like I said, I'm taking all this off and I'm converting this directly to a laser engraving and cutting machine only. The reason being, this does not have a heated bed. There's no heated bed on this thing at all. So it is very hard for prints to stick to. It's not the most user-friendly when it comes to getting prints to adhere. So figured, why not use it for something that you don't need prints to adhere to? Laser engraver would be a perfect thing. So let's get this thing going. I hope everybody's been good. Just gonna need a couple little Allen wrenches here. I should have grabbed clippers, but I think I got some. Too big. Hopefully I got the right size Allen wrenches. There we go. Well, let's do this one first. Let's just take the whole cover off. Should be a screw right in the front. And then one more on the side over here, maybe two. One die up, one down here on the bottom. And this will release this front cover. So put these to the side. You can see that released this front cover and that front fan. Now I should have, like I said, grabbed a cutter. We'll be fine with that. So the one cable I am going to need in this wire loom is going to be this end stop cables. I will need those. Going to reuse the tape afterwards. Let's pop this zip tie. Well, so I'm just taking my Allen wrench and there's an extra zip tie back there, and putting it in the between the zip tie and popping it out. Take these off. Tip this up. Let the bed slide back. we'll open this up. I have a couple screws down here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 3, and we got 1 more. And there's 4. Okay, so we can set this back down. We can take this off and flip this over. Be careful of the fan. So we'll just unplug him so I can flip this all the way over. There we go. Now we can kind of see in there. Let's pop this zip tie here. This is going to be a little hard. Let me see if I got a cutter somewhere. Toolbox right down there. Oh, if I'm going to be able to get it. There we go. Careful not to cut any of the wires. But you do need to get that zip tie off. And so, follow your wire loom back. That's going to be this one here. So we need the motor ones. These are these black ones. What we don't need is going to be, we need the red and blue ones. Which one? So here's the fan. So that's this back one back here. Okay. So I can unplug that. I can unplug leave the FO. That's X, yep, I need that one. So I can unplug this one, which should be the temp sensor. And then careful when cutting. I can't get to the other side of this tape, so I'm just cutting it. That way it opens up the end of that wire loom, or your wire area. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull this outer fan cable. These are those little red and blue ones. Okay, that is one that I have disconnected. And here comes the fun part. Push that in there. I got one more thing on tape back here. It's making it really tight. See, it's holding all them cables together. I am not going to get that plug through there. Let's open this up real quick. There we go. That's open, so okay. So see, now these are all the wires that we're going to need to come to. So I can pull this back again. And slowly work that plug through the wire loom and the wires. They're going to be kind of bunched up, unfortunately. I mean, if you really wanted to make this easier on yourself, you could just cut that little clip off the end. So I'm almost halfway here. Alright, so I made it out of the first one into the second one. And squeeze that together like a Chinese handcuff or finger torture thing to get that out. And there we go. So we got our first cable out. That was the first fan. Now, by pulling this back, I see we have 2 connection cables in here, so I can unplug this and unplug this, and that takes the hot end, the carriage, and the thermistor, which reads the temperature. That makes that a lot easier. So now I can pull the fan that I disconnected. I can pull that out. Do the same thing. Just work that out of the wire loom. There you go. Now this is all completely disconnected. So we can get rid of that. Now we have 2 more things. We have these 2 white cables here. So you look down in the box, you got ones that are screwed in and 1 more clip back here. So pull that out, and I can pull the little ones, which are your thermistor cables. Oops, you don't want to go in the wire loom or the wire braid. Come on, it's okay. There we go. And pull that one out. See, there we go. And now we can pull out the other white ones, which are the heater carriage. Get him in there. Just pull all that out. Okay, see, boop, there we go. Go in that one. And there we go. Get a little screwdriver. And undo these. That one don't fit. Where are you? Maybe I don't have my little screwdriver here. Let's see if I can get it open with this. I highly doubt it. Nope. Probably got better chances with this. Always make sure you got the right tools. Oh, I just needed to pick it up. I knew I had some in there. Alright, so we need a screwdriver. Be this guy. Open that, open that. And you can pull out your heater wires. There's that. That's all disconnected. So now, we need our laser. We undo this. And now we got to go backwards and we got to feed the wire through instead of pull the wire through. So untangle all your wires, stretch it out. Careful not to break the end off or pull the wires out. So I'm going to stick that which doesn't want to stick to anything because nothing on these are actual metal except for this cover. The rest is all aluminum. See, that's the only thing that this sticks to. Everything else, this just wants to slide. So, this will make this a little bit more interesting, but we'll get it worked out. So we'll just set that up there for now. Just be cautious of where it is. Let's get this out of the way. How about that? Let's get, that's too big. Here's the right one. So we'll take our hot end off. Like I said, normally you don't have to do this. You just add it right on the outside of that metal cage. But I don't ever plan on using this for a 3D printer again. So rather than have all these extra wires and cables and our extruder and Bowden tube and have all that on here, just take it off. You can use it on another printer. There we go. Now I got an extruder I can move to a different printer. So there, you can see that that's definitely a little different. Where are we here? So maybe those don't go all the way through. So how can we do this? Because that's not gonna work, right? That's not gonna work. So we'll take that zip tie out of there. What I may have to do, that's slightly magnetic. I mean, it's magnetic there because that's the bolt for the carriage wheel, the gantry wheel. So I wonder if I does that line up with the screw holes there? Kind of, but not really. Oh, that's okay. We'll worry about that later. But for now, let's get back to getting this wire put through here. So you kind of push it together, like I said, and you just push this right on through. The straighter it is, the easier it goes through. Like I said, the more you push it and squeeze it together, it kind of works like a snake. You can just push and grab and pull, push and grab and pull. Almost out. There we go, past the first part. So make sure you get untangled. Careful not to pull the wires for the X E-stop. Okay, so we're all the way through the first part, and now we'll go through the second one. Doing the same thing. Shove it in there and squish it along. This one's a little more difficult, only for the simple fact of it's got to come through all of this. So we want to push and grab. And don't forget, you got other wires connected, so you got to be careful of those too. I know it's probably kind of hard for you to see me over there. I should be able to. There we go. And then pull this so that it's equal with the other one. Alright, and then we come through the hole in the back. We're going to have a little bit of extra cable in there, but that's fine. And then, like I said, you're going to want to remember where the fan was and which one this is in. There's only certain ones that this little plug will fit into. This was on the first side over here. So that needs to go this way. There. So all this extra stuff can just kind of get coiled back up in there and out of the way. So we have all of our motors plugged in. We have our X, our Z, and our Y E-stops plugged in. And the one fan we need to plug back in here is, don't forget about the motherboard fan. You plug that back in. There we go. Turn that back over. And readjust your braids. This would also be a good time to tape them if you wanted to, back how they were. I'm not worried about the one back there. Move this out of the way, move these out of the way. remember the laser is still not attached. But I at least want to get one screw in here. Go off the table a little bit. So I can make sure I get the right area. There we go. There's one. We'll put two. I see this is a little loose, so I'm going to tighten this up. That's better. We'll tighten this one up. That's better. Grab another screw. Come off the front. Put that one in. Okay, so that's on there secure enough for me now. So let's see what we can do about mounting this laser. I really may want to turn this around, turn all three of those around actually, so they all face the same. So let's do that. Too big. That should be the right size. So we're going to turn these around. Unfortunately, hopefully it doesn't hit in the back when it goes over to the side. It shouldn't, in theory, but you never know. So this goes back through here. Okay, these go back on. Nut goes back on the back. We'll just test. Yes, that is what does happen. That really sucks. Because I'm about an inch away from the end stop. Okay, so we can't do that, unfortunately. I can't do it on the bottom one either because the bottom one does the same. Now I could modify these screws and cut them down, but I don't don't have my Dremel here at the moment. So we will just put this back together as is. That changes my plan a little bit. Make sure it goes back in the groove. You don't want to go too tight. If you want to go snug, that's good. Well, I guess I will take everything out of here then. So let's take this fan out. Don't need that one, don't need that one. I need this one. Nope, not that one either. I need this one. We can take these 4 screws out for the fan. Two. 3. 4. Now that fan comes out. Now we can take this little fan off. And that's going to be this other little itty bitty bitty one. So there's got to be a 3D printed bracket or something somewhere. Thingiverse, printables, stlfinder.com, cults, Yagi, any one of those possibly may have a laser mount that would just screw right into here, and then the laser screws right into that. It's a possibility. That way it would clear some of this mumbo jumbo here. But until then, I'm just going to put the cover back on. So, we can do this, and we have, that's grabbing everything. That almost fits in there. That'd be nice if it did. I would actually have to go this way. But we're going to need to run all these cables up. Through the top. Just like this. And then I will put these 2 screws back in. This will hold the hot end cover back on. Wrong size. Not that one, not that one. It's this one. Okay, and we put the other one in right there. there we go. I mean, basically, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I can tidy this cable up a little bit more. Pull that back. And finish pushing that down. Into there. This will get zip tied back on here. Let's see if I got some of those. So we want to zip tie here. Get all the cables out of the way. And actually I'm going to stay on this side with this. Go here. Go here. Okay, and put this through. So there's that one. Now we want to make sure all these cables get up and out of the way, but we have enough. See, now that goes all the way over. We want to make sure we have enough that comes over. Shouldn't have put all these in. I didn't say that, but that's the reality of it. Don't want to lose those. Got one more here. There we go. Okay, so I can pull this back one back a little bit more. Okay. And I'm just gonna untangle one of these. It's really getting on my nerves. That. Now we can run all this extra down on the other side. And that way everything's clear to fan. Now that all is going to look nice and pretty. That would be good there. And so there's a zip tie here. Already, can I get under that? I don't think so. Maybe. Uh-oh. Did I? I did, but I can't get it out. That's okay. We'll just go around. We'll zip tie onto there. Go. So that has full movement, nothing in the way. Take the piece of tape and I can tape this section back up. And And see, I left that a little loose so that can move if it needs to. But other than that, put a little piece of tape on the one in the back here. So I have that right here. Now we can grab our little screws and put them back in. It's gonna be too big, too small. Where's the one I need? Where did it fall?
I know. It's the reason I didn't become a singer.
Okay, this one. Or as the Compton Sesame Street would say, one, ha 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 ha. Two, ha 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 ha. I don't think that's the right one. It's two. So now that that's all mounted, now we can tip this over. Here goes three. And the last one. Right here.
I thought that one looked a little long.
And there's four. That's all done. Pick up all our extra screws underneath here right away. We can set that down. So that should all be fine. That's on there a lot tighter now. Our y-axis moves back and forth. Our x-axis moves back and forth. Our carriage is on there fine. It does not rock. The laser is magnetized on there. And that is nice and straight. So we can take our power button or power cord, turn that on, grab my glasses, and let's just see if we can get this fan to turn on. So we'll take a piece of wood and just put it down there. Let's go to prepare. And nope, not in prepare. Let's try control. Temperature. Okay, we got nozzle and we got fan speed. Let's see if we get something coming from fan speed. So I turn that up. 80, 90, 130, 255. see it's burning. So now here's where I would not want to touch with my hand. Oh, come on, I'm at 182. Go down. Come on. There's 42. 11. 0. Okay, so you can see I had definitely burned it. So it's working. So now the next thing would be, you can see that's obviously not a nice straight focal point. So in the instructions here, the next steps would be auto home the machine. So we'll go to prepare, go to home, and we want to go home all. So add home the X, now we'll home the Z. And I don't know what happened with the Y. Let's go control. Nope. Prepare. Move. Y. Okay. So that did not know where. I am disconnected on one of my stoppers here in the back. So that would be why it did not move all the way back. Okay. Good to know. So let's see if I can get that on there. There we go. Let's try that again. So let's go home, home all. There we go. That's a lot better. So set home all, then raise the Z to 100 millimeters and disable the motors. So we want to go back to move axes. And we want to move Z. You got 10 millimeters, 1 millimeter, and 0.1 millimeter. So we want to do 10, and we want to go up to 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so then we want to disable the steppers. So that means disable the motors so that we can move it. So that's going to be in the main menu, table steppers. Okay. So now, here's where we want to carefully and slowly rotate the nut until the beam is focused to a little dot. You can see a burning mark on the test board. So, like I said, we have a burning mark here, but that is nowhere near, whoops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. There's a little burn mark here, but you can see it is nowhere near in a circle. So what we want to do is we want to move this over now that the steppers are disabled. We're at the height that we're going to be, should be engraving at, I believe. We'll move this forward. Make sure to put your glasses on. And we're going to go back into control. Whoop, I went in the SD card. Back into control. In the temperature. Now this is for anycubic's screen layout here. Some computers may be different. So if I go on 1 now, should get a light. Yep. Now, don't get your finger underneath there, but there's a little dial down here that you want to twist and turn. Try and get that focused into as much of a fine little dot as possible. Ooh, that's big. Okay. Keep going, keep going. And it started to get big. I saw a little bit of smoke come off there real quick. There we go. So now if I move the bed, this should burn little holes in a nice little straight line. Okay, so we'll go back to control, go back to temperature, go back to fan, turn it down to 0. Now we can take our glasses off and we can take a look. And you can see that's a lot better, finer, smaller dot. Granted, the intensity wasn't as much as when I was up there, but that's what we're looking for, is a nice, fine, small dot. So then the next thing would be run the test code and check the test results, which I do not have any of that set up yet because this was just going to be the install. But the test code is basically any file for laser engraving. And how you can do that is you can go to a couple different types of software. You have a paid software, you got Lightburn, you have Creality Workshop. This is a free app, so it's more than easy to use, available to everybody. Another advanced app is Inkscape. This has a lot of free vector files, stuff like that in it. But yeah, definitely check out Creality Workshop. I've used it multiple times. It's very simple, easy to use. I just don't have anything set up for this printer to engrave at the moment. Now, I could freehand and kind of free draw something. See if I can do a smiley face or something here. But you're always going to be engraving at 100 millimeters. And that's about where we're at here. And just make sure that you're always focused into a little dot. You will be able to control speed. Let's see, we'll go up to 20. Let's see what we can do at 20 here. See? Okay. And I guess I should have been paying a little bit more attention because you're gonna have a fat lip now. Go down. We'll stop it. Yeah, you got a fat lip now. But you can see that I drew a face. It's a side profile, but it's there. And it's a nice, fine, thin line. Get some nice detail. I can turn my glasses off now. You know, even where I left it sit, you can see it's darker, a little thicker, but you'd definitely be able to get some good detail with that. And this is only I believe the 1.6 watt laser module. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing how to install a laser module on a 3D printer. Like I said, this printer is the Mega Zero by Anycubic. This is a 3D laser module by Creality. They work together, and this will open up your creativity. And you know, not only will you be able to 3D print if you decide to leave it as a 3D printer and just swap the laser module on and off as you need. Like I said, that's why this cable came along with. That way you can keep the fan here. You can keep, nope, wrong fan. You can keep this fan, which is the fan in the front. You can keep that plugged in. Oh, this one. So you just keep this plugged in like this. This plugs into the motherboard, and then the laser module would plug into there. And then you would be able to just unplug one or the other. Most likely the laser module. And be able to 3D print, plug the laser module back in, and you'll be able to laser engrave. So I will show some more work, or I will show some work when I get some done on this, as soon as I do. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. I think I mentioned it before, but take the time to give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and get notified when I release new content. Bye, everybody. Take care.